Welcome in. How are we all doing today? Bunny alive? I am alive. I feel... Fuck. That doesn't mean I need to die, okay? I started choking on fucking air. I was about to say I feel alive too, but no, I guess not. Oh my god, this is what I get for not drinking water. Hold on, I got crusty water. You don't know what crusty... It's just day-old water. Hold on. Yeah, no. I don't know why I thought that would taste okay. No, that did not. That tasted god-awful. And less refreshing than what I... The things I do for entertainment, chat. Bun Bun with a gun, shut up the bum bum. Hey, yo. I mean, I can do that. There is a... I think there's a gun in this game. I don't know. We're back to playing... I see you there, rat. I'm looking at you. Yeah, you little rat. Hey, hey. Okay, I hide now? Yeah, go hide. Better run. You think you can run? Or you think you can hide? Well, you can't, what is it? You can't run, but you can hide, or you can't hide, but you can run. I don't fucking know the saying. You can't hide, or you can run, but you can't hide. Anyways, my throat died. How are we all doing today, though? It is a Sunday. It's Memorial Weekend. None of us have to fucking work tomorrow, I hope. If you do work tomorrow, I feel sorry for you. But I am happy. Apparently, so with MAMIYA, we're on episode 2. I think that's what they called it. Act 2, episode 2, whatnot. There is a lot to this game. A lot more than just that, like the 8 hours we already played, chat. There are 3 acts to MAMIYA. We did Act 1, now we're on Act 2, and we'll be on Act 3 after that, where I had to buy that one, actually, because it was a DLC act. Hello, Giza? Are you just Jizz? I mean, hey, I don't judge. But hello, Giza. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Hope you're having a good one. Thank you for the hep hats, Ash Riley. We love our hep hats. Heppa, heppa, hep hat. Heppa, heppa, hep hat. Heppa, heppa, hep hat. Hep hat. Lamau, you could say it however you like. Don't worry. Okay, Jizz. I'll say Giza. Or pizza? Pizza, pasta, put it in a box. Deliver it to my house and put it on my cock. Cheesy on my weenie and a salsa on my balls. Hey. I don't know what I'm fucking doing anymore, chat. I've already gone delusional, and we're not even playing Kaito. I can't tell the difference between reality and fantasy anymore. Stop bonking me! We just started stream, stop it! Taking your bonking privileges away, chat. That's what's gonna happen, okay? You wanna bonk me? Fine, go ahead and do it. But I'll find you, chat. I'll make you regret it. Now, that's just rude. Hold on a sec, that's just rude. You're already hitting my noggin, and now I can't see? What the fuck? I'm blind. I'm perma-blind. Congratulations. I'll take the glasses. Oh, what the fuck? First you take my noggin, now you take my glasses. What next, my hair? Can't do that yet. You thought you can make me bald like the bald man? Nah, my forehead's doing that for me. Anyways, we're playing a video game, right? Welcome to MAMIYA, or welcome back, I should say. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it? How you doing, Rain? Hey, how you doing? I hope you're having a good one. Hope you're doing wonderful. I am doing fantastic. I did die in the beginning of stream, but that's fine, eh? It's okay. Let me just take a good sip. Good sip of that Mountain Dew. I saw a bit of your past MAMIYA streams, and I absolutely love your energy, so I hope to be here from now on. Aw, thank you. I'm glad you liked them. I want to be like a voice actor one day, so playing games like this, like, just makes me so fucking happy. I love adding emotion to these characters. Ah, fuck. Mike, don't peek. I might need to move you away from me. I'm talking too loud. I'm sorry. I love voice acting stuff, and MAMIYA is so, oh my god, such a great game. We did end up drawing 2 of the characters recently as well on stream. We were trying to draw him Kiss. We have the sketch, which I do want to finish that eventually. Maybe we'll finish that on Monday. I'm not too sure yet, because Monday, seems like I'm busy for Patriot Day. You know, the American Memorial Day. I don't know. Yeah, I just woke up. Well, go back to bed. Wait a minute, you just woke up. Rain, it's 2 o'clock by you. What the fuck? What do you mean you just woke up? What do you mean? Go the fuck back to sleep if you're that tired. Stop staying up that late. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Stop staying up that late. I always get scared when I have to click restart for this game. Oh my god, I'll look the stream up then. Looking forward to it. Yes, yes. I might post the VOD on YouTube as well, but there's copyright music, so I'm not sure what's all gonna get added on there. Episode 2, Downfall. Oh, it is episodes. And then I did get Doomsday. So Doomsday is something we will eventually do. Let's get into episode 2. What the fuck is this? Hold on, back. What was that? There, hold on. Let me show you what Downfall looks like. This is Downfall, alright? Look. Look at how simple this is. What the fuck is this? There are 9 chapters for episode 2, so now we can actually follow the story in an order, though, instead of hoping to God we get the order. No, it's 12:53. Oh yeah, you're 2 hours behind, not an hour. Sorry. Sorry, Derry laddie. What the fuck is this? Okay, another thing is, throw out every voice I made for the characters out the window. I have no memory of what I did. There are tips? What are the tips? Is this for if you keep fucking up? Tip 3? What the fuck are these tips? I don't want any tip near me or in me. I did not consent to this. Alright. Chapter 1, Spectator. Natsumi wakes up as a spectator after death, opening a book in an attempt to save his friends. He found the story was different. Wait, so is everything a book? Who's Natsumi? I know Natsumi's us, right? Oh god, hold on. My throat. I sound like a strangled chicken just going. Oh, 1 second. I gotta mute real quick to get all the phlegm. Oh god, I don't know why I kept drinking the cloudy water. The cloudy water isn't fucking good. Okay. Wait. What is this? I could barely hold the book. My hands trembled as fear and rage bristled through me. What is this? Oh wait, you're Natsumi? Wait a minute! I thought you were a whole different fucking character. Oh, excuse me? Excuse me, huh? I'm very confused. Fuck, what voice did I give you? I don't know. What is this? Why must they go through things like this? I mean, they were meant to become happy. I cherished them. They were meant to find happiness. And yet, it's all Mamiya's fault. They all died because of them. I gently placed the book on the desk. The so-called reality that had taken place within its pages was still somewhat difficult for me to accept. What in the world is Mamiya anyway? That's what we've been trying to figure out this whole time. What the fuck is this thing? I know it's some god, but like, I feel like it's a delusion at this point. And what's this story? I don't know, it's your story, I guess. This is the Book of Life. How did you find your first time? Oh, yeah, fuck, not your first time. How did you find your first job, Natsume? Oh, as I stood there with my head hung low, a girl in a librarian uniform called out to me. Oh, wrong fucking voice for her. Judging by the look on your face, I'm assuming the direction of the story was rather difficult to ascertain. You get stories like this every now and then. Stories that leave for many interpretations. Although, that is precisely why spectators like you are necessary. Collected as usual, she adjusted her glasses, making them gleam as she gave me a look. It made me painfully aware that this was now my reality. My name was Natsume, The very same man who was being mourned. I recall dying once, but the next thing I knew, I somehow find myself in this place. I must say that I'm surprised. There's never been a case of a person who had memories from before they became a spectator. With a smile that seemed to say, and that's why no one even remembers their real names, the woman reached for a nearby pot. I watched as a matter of red liquid slowly filled a fancy teacup, making steam lazily rise into the air. The woman motioned for me to take a sip. As I did, the rich scent of the black tea immediately calmed my nerves. It's also exceedingly rare to get your own story as your first job. I was surprised myself. I never would have imagined that the world I lived in was like this. I mean, inside a book. Well, you see, the people living in there know nothing about the existence of this world. Ironically, they may unearth the ruins of ancient underground cities, yet never find out about kingdoms in the sky. I placed my cup in the saucer and slowly looked around. This music is making me panic. I feel like I need to talk fast. Like, if I don't talk fast enough, the world will end. You know, like how it's supposed to be in the game. There were bookshelves extending as far as the eye could see. They reached into the sky, and the ceiling was high up. I couldn't actually see where they ended. I felt as though this place was an amalgam of all the libraries in the world. Congratulations! You have been chosen from countless other souls to become a spectator. The first time I heard that, I could barely process it. I thought I had died, but then ended up waking up in a place like this. It made me seriously question whether or not this entire situation, including my own death, was nothing more than a strange dream. Having said that, I couldn't even remember how I died. But when I opened that book, it started with my own funeral. I even knew some of the attendees. And now I remembered it again. The tragic fate that befell someone I had cherished from the bottom of my heart. You mustn't lose heart, Miss Librarian. I realize how awfully unfortunate it must be to still retain memories from your past life. I have to admit, our Lord can truly be mischievous at times. Thanks for the consideration. Honestly, though, I don't know if I'm really cut out for this. Just knowing I'd have to witness their deaths all over again, There's hardly a need to worry. I'm certain you'll do a splendid job. The woman placed down her empty cup and looked me in the eye with a gaze full of confidence. Remember, you have been chosen for a reason. The room you were in a short while ago will serve you as a private quarters, and I do believe I've already given you a general explanation of this facility, correct? Yeah, thank you very much. I must say, though, yes? This place is almost like heaven. She had explained to me how people lived here. From the private rooms of the spectators to the lavishing resting areas. Everything about this place, it was wonderful. I was especially interested. Stop taking my glasses! I'm trying to read! Hi, Chaos, how you doing? How you doing today? I hope everything's chaotic because I'm taking your dust bath privileges. You thought you could bathe peacefully? Nah, not anymore. All mine now. I was especially intrigued by the cafeteria. Although we technically didn't need to eat, we were still supplied with food for recreational purposes. Oh, that's nice! That reminds me of, like, RIPD, like the Rest in Peace department, where they didn't need to eat, but one of the investigators did anyways because he liked the mouthfeel. Like, oh yeah, this hot dog, mouthfeel. I like that bread. That toasty, succulent bread. Bread, brother. The peace and comfort I had never known in life was easily and readily accessible here. Good movie, it is a good movie. Back when I was alive, I thought the happiest place in the world was under my warm sheets. But this place, it blew everything I had known out of the water. While here, a wealth of wisdom, pleasure, and bliss will be at your fingertips. As one of the chosen, you can have it all. And finally, allow me to introduce you to your work area. Wow. This is the main room where spectators and librarians fulfill their duties. Don't be distracted now, and stay close to me. Oh, I'm sorry. You needn't be. Make sure to steer clear of the darkness, however. Get too close, and you won't be able to come back. Her words sent a chill down my spine. I took another look around as she led me onwards and saw books. Books as far as the eye could see. The paths between the bookshelves felt like they could go on forever. A single wrong turn would likely leave you trapped in here forever. How do you reach books that high? It's what we librarians are for. You know, my legs just magically grow like a beanstalk for your disposal. The fact that she actually heard my silly mutter made me blush. Don't hesitate to call us. Should the need arise, we will always bring you the materials you need for your job. Of course, we will also help you if you find yourself lost. Right. I felt like it wouldn't be long until I needed her help. Fuck, my legs! I'm sitting crisscross in my chair and my legs are going numb. Hold on. Oy! Stretch! Oh, my toesies. I felt like it wouldn't be long until I needed her help. Do you manage all these? Yes, though, since their numbers keep growing without end, there are ones even I don't know about. I imagine so. I saw books placed next to each other that seemed almost identical at first glance. Stop it! Thank you for the drink, though. Thank you for the hydrate! It's so strange. It's supposed to be my first time here, yet something about this place feels almost nostalgic. Oh, but that's only natural. You humans used to be here before you acquired your bodies. I was? Yeah. Humans are beings with a creator, and as such, they are bound to pass through the world and the heavens. Yet, in order to manifest as beings of flesh, they must also pass the river of oblivion. That's why the people down below don't even remember the existence of this world. I see. That would explain the odd feeling of nostalgia, too. Normally, upon becoming spectators, people pass the river of oblivion once more. It's quite peculiar that you still retain your memories. But I suppose there are exceptions in every world. Chuckling, I touched the spine of a book at my eye level. So, this book of chronicles the entire life of a person from human history. Indeed it does. It contains all the established historical truths. Historical truths? Despite the sheer amount of books in here? Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I had learned my fair share of world history as a student, but even still, this amount seemed excessive. There exists more than one world, you see. You might not know of them, but there are as many as, if not even more than, there are stars in the sky. You mean parallel worlds? She took one of the books and gave me a smile. Oh, it's so pretty. Hold on, wait. I don't even have the game full screen. That's why this feels weird. There we go. In some worlds, certain wars never came to pass. Others are inhabited by radically indifferent types of animals. Many of these books can't even be imagined by someone from your world. You're saying there are even worlds like the ones we see in fantasy novels? Indeed. Although that fact alone holds little significance in your case, considering they're not the worlds you'll be responsible for. Each world has slightly different histories and cultures. But the volume is so immense that we are unable to record everything that happens. I'm assuming that's where us spectators come into the picture, correct? She turned around to face me. You look exhausted. Why not have a seat? I've already explained your job as a spectator, but I imagine the repeated observations gave you some new questions, so I'll explain it all over again. Please do. Please tend to dislike my explanations due to being too verbose. So instead, I've prepared an easy-to-digest song. Wait, is she gonna sing? I want a song. Hold on. You did? You'll be able to check it again in writing, so do take your time and listen. Yes! Yes! I'll disappear for this, chat. Hold on. Oh, wait, she's talking. You should know this now to your observation. I can't fucking read this fast enough. Let us compare stories. I've already spectated the story. It's way too fast for me to read. No! Oh, wrong button. Chat, where'd you go? I lost you. There you go. This is genuinely way too fast, but I'm so happy there's a song. Also, the music is a little bit too loud. Hold on. I would have loved it if they got actual voices for this. But look at poor Natsumi. Natsumi looks genuinely concerned and confused. Can I skip the song? Oh, I can. Kinda. So this is basically Natsumi. Lamau, don't worry, you could check it later in the log. Also, yes, I love them chibis. Yes, yes. Oh my god. The library reminds me of, like, a character from this anime called The Vampire Never Dies. Or The Vampire Dies in No Time. Like, there's this, library character who is terrifying. And he, like, is forced to learn, swordsmanship. Or, like, not swordsmanship, but, like, axe, like, melee axe abilities. For a part of his job as a book collector. And he hunts down the main character and the vampire all the time. Was I too fast? I believe you should now be able to check everything again in writing, but... Should I sing again? No. No. I understand that completely. It's fine. You don't need to do that. Oh, I'm so glad. That means all my nightly practice sessions paid off. With that settled, I'm looking forward to the fruits of your labor. Alright, let me look at the log and actually see what... Oh god. So allow me to explain a Spectre's job. This world has many possibilities that will probably be considered. You know this by now, having observed the world a few times. There are countless potential what-ifs. I see. Let us now compare stories that have already been spectated and the story that you were assigned to. The text of the stories, without any historical truths, are short and only get the gist of it. The text you were assigned to is no more than a rough outline at present akin to prophecies and fortune. It is the bare minimum truth that our Lord has set. That's why the interpretable margin changes each time you read it. A spectator's job is to record the truth in detail and ultimately decide it. So there's hope, isn't there? They may have died, but if we don't give up, there's surely a chance that they'll find happiness, right? Listen, Mr. Natsumi, the story that you spectated unfolded through subjectivity. To the people living in that world, life is entirely subjective. Spectators, however, are objective. Logically, statistically, and astronomically, I'm gonna do a cover of this song, I swear, just so there's an English thing. The stories you have seen so far were nothing more than a singular possibility. In a way, they are like lines on a draft. You draw many lines first, then use a non-erasable pen to select the one meant for the finished work. Now that you have reread the story again and again, you more or less know its lines, right? The most common possibility is the one best suited to be the truth, but that's death. So you're saying that possibility is the most worthy of being the truth, and I have to set it as such? Indeed. Is there some other way to say them? I want to set their truths after knowing that. I see that you are very diligent and careful, Mr. Natsumi. Or are you like this because you have your memories? Even the newest ones quickly take to the setting truths after spectating just a few times. You are quite the slow-paced worker, I see. Then if we rewrite the what-ifs, that would be interference. Interference isn't a part of a spectator's job. In fact, mere spectators are forbidden from doing so. It is heresy against our Lord. The mere thought is disgusting. So there, Mr. Natsumi. Do you understand? Okay, that's where we get back. Okay, back. Do it? I will. You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it one day. I wish I had more confidence, though. The idea that it's my job to decide historical truths and how the stories will go, well, it's a bit too much. Why was I even picked to become this spectator anyway? I gotta say, this place sure is big though. Unaware that I was lost, I continued talking to myself. What does it mean to observe anyway? Will I have to keep repeating all that? I don't want to see any of them die ever again. If only I could save them. You're lucky no one else heard that. You might have been seen as a dangerous element and promptly eliminated. What? Who's there? A mischievous, muffled voice rang out from the darkness. As I looked for its source, I found a door that seemed to have just appeared out of thin air. It didn't fit the surroundings at all. Are you behind this? As I brought my ear closer to the door, I heard a man's voice. It sounded strange, both standoffish and reverberating. Ah! You're the new Spectre, aren't you? Yeah, a pleasure to meet you? Yeah, sure. You should really be careful with what you say, though. They say you've been chosen, but spectators are easily replaceable. Though if you want to know what happens to dead people when they die again, be my guest and do whatever the hell you want. What the man had told me from beyond the door sent a chill down my spine. My instincts told me that the scenario he described would be a fate worse than death. Who are you? Didn't the librarian tell you? Spectators got no names, just like you, right? But I do have a name. It's Natsume. Oh, really? What were you influenced by? I had memories from before I came here. Now that's something. His tone had changed. I couldn't see him, but he sounded right in a way that was different from the librarian. Which is why I chose to tell him something I hadn't told her. Actually, I can't say I approve of the stories I saw during my observations. Is that so? They were my friends, and they were supposed to lead happy lives. But all their stories end with their deaths, caused by some incomprehensible being called MAMIYA. That shouldn't be allowed to happen. Shouldn't be allowed, you say? Do you know something? No, I don't know anything about whatever you're in charge of. I just thought that spectators sure are a diverse bunch. Are you a spectator yourself? Who knows? What should I do? I would do anything to make them happy, but spoken word has power, you know. Are you serious? I sure am. The person behind the door fell silent for a good moment. I simply continued staring at the heavy door, waiting for him to resume. So, do you want to know how to interfere? Interfere? Didn't the librarian give you an explanation? Well, she did, in her own eccentric way, but she also emphasized that interference is forbidden, that we mustn't get involved. They're dogs who only care about efficiency, don't mind them. That said, ordinary spectators wouldn't bother with it simply because they can't be bothered. But you, tragically, are no ordinary spectator. Yeah, I have my memories. I recall the time I spent with them. So, do you want to ensure that they end up happy? Obviously, there's always a chance that you'll fail and nothing will change. Your safety isn't guaranteed either. You might end up dying yourself while on the story. But I'm already dead. If you're gonna interfere, you won't just be watching stuff unfold from way on high. You'd become a character in the story, so you'd obviously be able to die. So, what will it be? Will you keep on observing as your friends die, or risk your own life trying to change the ending? The choice is yours. Life in this place does sound tempting. There wouldn't be a single dull moment. But if it comes at a cost of their happiness, I don't need it. For that, I wouldn't even mind dying. Do you have any idea what you're saying? You don't have to die anymore, yet you're still willing to take the risk? Well, I'm already dead. but that means precious little in this world. You made it here, didn't you? Still, I don't care how many times I'll have to die. I just want to give them the endings they deserve. All right. There was a book with a black cover before me. I took a deep breath as I looked at it. I would interfere with the story. The mysterious person behind the door told me I could do it. But I had no idea if I could even trust him. Deciding the truth, huh? I gently ran my fingers along the cover. This brief, written work contained countless possibilities, and I had to pick one of them. In that case, let it be a different possibility than the ones before. I pleaded before reading the first line. Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. MAMIYA died. Under a dull, monochrome sky, the rain fell heavy upon the concrete below. 4 silhouettes had gathered, yet the gloomy weather hid their expressions well. None of them had umbrellas hanging their heads. They merely stood in place. Who the fuck are you? Hold on a second. Don't introduce new people. None of them showed any willingness to move, let alone speak. The tallest man in the group stood with his arms dangling powerlessly at his side, while the heavy rain drenched his dark, inky locks. Even covered— Guys, it's me! I'm in the game! Oh god! Oh fuck, I don't know. Even covered in droplets, the large glasses of the man to his side did little to hide the pain in his expression. That's actually scary. I look exactly like that man, and I don't like that. The dark blue blazer of the young man next to him was completely soaked, making it weigh heavy on his shoulders. The last person was a beautiful young girl with chestnut-colored hair. A veil of grief had come over her eyes. She bit into her tiny lips, seemingly as if to hide her emotions. It was a mystery what the 4 had in common. All of them seemed deeply hurt, but they weren't supporting each other. It was evident that they were all strangers. Suddenly, someone broke the silence. MAMIYA. None of the 4 had the energy left to tell which of them had spoken up. However, the name made all 4 of them look up. And then, their eyes finally met. They stared at each other, with pale lips and faces. What is this? I hadn't interfered at all. Until now, whenever I spectated, the story began with my funeral. And yet, where did they go? Where are Kikuchi Ryo and the others? I want to find out about the entity that brings them pain. I want to find out about MAMIYA. So what was that MAMIYA died line at the start? MAMIYA died? I found it hard to believe that MAMIYA would die so easily. More importantly, who are these people? I spent a moment in thought, but came up with no— Is MAMIYA a spectator? Hold on a second. Are MAMIYA and Natsumi from the same universe? Because if they are, what if they both are spectators and are both trying to save their friends? However, in order to save each other's friends, one group has to die. What if that's the case here, chat? Did I just unravel the story? I think so. The detective's back in case. I actually have no idea. I spent a moment in thought, but came up with no answers. For now, I think I'll just see how this story goes. Oh, do I need to click enter? Is it gonna go? Ari— Oh god. You're getting a nickname. Ari. Arisugawa. I could say Arisugawa. That would be wild. I love it, yeah. Excuse me, 1 coffee, please. And it's Sanagia! It's Same! From fucking Keito's story! It's Keito's, dad's friend! It's his dad's friend! The cop! We know this one! And another one for me. How about you 2? The tall man looked questioningly at the 2 people in school uniforms, who ended up requesting the same order as him. The waitress took their orders and walked away, once again leaving the 4 people to their awkward silence. Nikaki? I feel wrong saying that. So your name is gonna be N. And Toma. Toma. Are you? Toma. Wait, are you one of the dads? Are we back in time or something? And these are their parents? They were drenched in rain. The warmth inside the calf had dried them both. Oh, had dried them a bit, but they could still easily catch a cold. None of them seemed to care, though. They had something far more important to worry about than the cold. The girl who had been trembling finally broke down in tears. Mamiya. No one said a thing. Not even a word of consolation or consolence. They simply felt the weight of the silence pressing down on them, almost as if they themselves were crying. Here's your order, 4 coffees. The silence was broken when the cold-eyed waitress returned with their drinks. Regaining some of their composure, the 4 watched as hot steam billowed up from the coffee. Some began drinking right away, while others suffered in silence as they remembered him. What would you say to some reminiscing? The suggestion came from the tallest man. Reminiscing? About what? What else? Mamiya, of course. The very air seemed to freeze around them. It felt as though the coffee would go cold in a matter of seconds. So, how about it? I think it would help us process things and get our feelings in order. His silent tone made him seem emotionally unfazed, which only served to amplify the anxiety of the other 3. In fact, not even he knew why he had said something. I'm curious, if they're the parents, who would their corresponding... So, Tamura would be the dad of the trans guy. I forgot his name. I have a theory with some of these guys. We know that Same is nobody's parent. If he is somebody's parent, then he is the homeless guy's parent. Mori. He would be Mori's parent. But I don't think he is. I think... So, now that I'm looking at Same, I think he's actually the same age as he was in his story with Kaito. So maybe this takes place before Natsumi's death. I think this takes place either before Natsumi's death or at the same time as Natsumi's death. You know, it would be kind of funny if Mamiya and Natsumi died at the same time, right? So maybe this is all happening at the same time. And that's why we're syncing up these stories. Because all of these stories are happening at the same time. That's why Same... This actually would probably explain why Same isn't different to Kaito talking about Mamiya. Because Kaito has talked about Mamiya in a story before, and Same just kind of looked at him like, huh? Like, okay, I kind of know who you're talking about, but, like, I don't want to say anything. It would also make much more sense why Kaito's Mamiya is invisible, because the Mamiya could be hiding from Same. This is some weird, wild theories I'm shouting out here. I'm theorizing about this game. I did not think I would ever enjoy this game that much, but I'm obsessed. My Discord profile picture is literally Natsumi. I don't know how much more obsessed I can get with this game, guys. Oh, let me take a drink. But I don't know who would be. I think Tomura would be, I don't know if his last name is Tomura, or is it Tanjiro? I don't know what his last name was. Damn, I'll have to look. Well, once we find him, I'll remember. In fact, not even he knew why he'd said something like that. He didn't actually want these strangers to know about the memories he had shared with Mamiya. However, he did want to know how Mamiya was reflected in their eyes. This conflict was shared by all 4 of them. You start then. You're the one who suggested it, so it's only fair. Very well. I'll tell you about the Mamiya I knew. Honestly, I couldn't even remember when I met him. He was always by my side as an invaluable part of my everyday life. I keep saying him and he, but if I'm honest, even now, I don't actually know his gender. Do any of you know if he's a man or a woman? Was this asexuality of his just a product of his youth? Many say that when boys are most juvenile, they're closer to girls than ever. MAMIYA seemed to be this idea made manifest. He had the smile of an omnipotent god, an ill fit for his otherwise small frame. There was no need for sex there. It was like a privilege of something holy. That was what I had on my mind, day by day at least. Hold on. Yeah? The three were listening to him with puzzled expressions. But the one to finally break the silence was the beautiful girl. While I wouldn't say he didn't have anything androgynous about him, MAMIYA was so obviously a man. Really? I couldn't tell at all. Huh? I can't believe you. You can tell at first glance. MAMIYA was easily taller than glasses over here, and he had an Adam's apple. With the girl suddenly pointing at him, the spectacled man was surprised for a moment, then furrowed his brow even more. The tall man parted his lip slightly and waited for the girl to speak. MAMIYA, he taught at my school. He was a high school science teacher. He had trimmed hair and always wore a lab coat and a turtleneck. He seemed fairly popular among female students, and was well liked by the guys too. He was probably even good at teaching. He used to smile all the time, almost sadistically so. His hands were large and bony. I mean, I hate men, but his hands were special. Oh my god, welcome to the MAMIYA Obsession Club. Yeah! MAMIYA had always been sensitive to the nuances in other people's hearts. He also knew exactly what was going on in mine. He never told me where he lives, how old he is, or if he's even married. But that school was a dreadful, suffocating place, and MAMIYA was the only one I could unconditionally trust. That ain't right. The next one to talk was the spectacled man. He was the only one who'd emptied his coffee cup. Not caring one bit for the girl's scornful gaze, he was the very picture of audacity. You don't have much luck with men, do you? Excuse me? Listen here. MAMIYA is a woman. If you can mistake that for a dude, you must have some messed up standards for men. Ew. And you there, MAMIYA's no child. She's clearly an adult. Oh, really? What makes you think that? MAMIYA is the only woman I've genuinely loved. I doubt anyone else will have such a huge impact on me. Not in this life, that's for sure. Well, she did have a somewhat masculine way of speaking. I'll give you that. But that's hardly justification enough for outright declaring her to be a guy. There was this unique aura about her, like she knew exactly what she wanted and wouldn't allow anyone to interfere. She was intelligent, insightful, and independent to boot. She usually wore a racing jacket on her shoulders and enjoyed the kind of tobacco only oddballs would appreciate. I inhaled that smoke more times than I can count. It was more than enough for a man to fall in love. So you're just gonna keep quiet? Oh, so you're just gonna keep quiet like that, huh? I'm guessing the MAMIYA you knew is different from ours. Ugh. Hey, you listening to us? Oh, sorry, I was spacing out. The bags under his eyes made it clear that he had led an exhausting life. Bot keeps playing in my head, no matter how hard I try to shake it off. What? Bach? Oh, nothing. Forget I said that. MAMIYA and we're just friends. He'd been at my side for as long as I could remember. He looked out at the world with large, curious eyes, and wore a school uniform that was different from mine. I wasn't even sure if he went to school, though. I figured he had his reasons, so I chose not to pry. I've lost count of how many times his distant attitude and boundless self-confidence helped fill me with courage. I really can't say that we met often. I ran into him now and then, and we discussed current affairs. But for some reason, he still felt like a close friend I'd known all my life. None of our Mamiyas match up, huh? There's something I want to ask you. Do you know anyone else who knew Mamiya? The question, asked in a very serious tone, made everyone else freeze up. I went and asked around about a woman called Mamiya, but there wasn't a single person who told me they knew her. Same for me, but how's that even possible? I mean, he was a teacher at my school, and many students took his classes. Why did everyone forget him? What is Mamiya anyway? All four of them had something to tell the others. However, if they had actually said it, it would have been akin to denying their precious memories and their own Mamiyas. Oh my god, they're all insane. No one said anything after that. Blackout. The story briefly stopped. I closed the book with a sigh. I'm finding more questions than answers. And that's why you came to me, eh? Yeah, I figured I should get the opinion of a senior in the field. A senior? Me? Yeah, did I upset you? Well, now that you mention it, you are kind of a junior to everyone in this world. I don't mind helping you. I mean, there are worse ways to kill time. Careful you don't get found out, though. I'm aware of the risks, anyway. I've learned some new things, but all they did were make me even more confused. Like my friends. Each of those people at the cafe were close to their own Mamiyas. And they were all torn up over Mamiya's death. They had their lives tampered with by Mamiya, and were freed by Mamiya's death. That's what I thought at first. But it doesn't really seem that way, does it? No. Then I considered another possibility, that even in death, Mamiya might still be tormenting those four. Mamiya might have died and become a ghost that still messes with their lives. I use ghost as a metaphor, but knowing that Mamiya has no form, it doesn't sound particularly far-fetched. If they weren't freed from Mamiya, but were unable to let go and become trapped, they might be caught up in Mamiya's tragedy, just like my friends were. If I can save as many people from Mamiya's influence as I can, I'll do it. But I first need to know what Mamiya really is. I bite my lip, bearing the chagrin? I thought I had come upon a new lead, but instead I found myself even more, I found even more of Mamiya's victims. If left alone, he would bring misfortune upon people other than my friends. Suddenly, I heard the sound of fingers snapping from behind the door. Relax, newbie. Huh? Weren't you told that a specter's job is to observe? It's kind of like star reading. If you take your time and observe, you'll be able to predict if the next tragedy is worthy of being the historical truth that mankind follows. Start by unraveling the causes one by one. That's the first step of a specter. Or spectator. I keep wanting to call him a specter, but that's not what he is. Unravel each and every cause. Well, it ain't uncommon for new characters to show up. What's important is to find the common link that connects them to the stories you've already observed. So it's like in a book that leaves so much up to interpretation that completely different characters and scenes could be involved in similar situations, and thus get mixed up? Exactly. Oh, my throat! My throat is dying, guys. The people at the cafe and my friends, the one thing they had in common was Mamiya. So their involvement with Mamiya was enough to insert them into the historical truth as a what-if? That confirms my suspicion. Those four are also in Mamiya's clutches. I didn't know who they were. Unlike Rio and the others, They weren't my friends in real life. What I did know was that they too had fallen prey to Mamiya. I can't watch and let even more people suffer these tragedies. I clenched my fist. My body trembled with anger. I appreciate your help. So, what you gonna do? Their stories might contain the hints I need to find out what Mamiya truly is. I'll spectate some more. That's so. Best of luck then. Thanks. Alright. I walked over to the book and took a few moments to gather myself. I would shy away from no amount of detours if it meant I could save my friends. I'll find out what Mamiya is, if it's the last thing I do. I focused my consciousness. It was something I had to do in order to sink deeper into the story. Leaning forward, I read the first line like I always had. Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. I took a deep breath and gathered my resolve. Now let me teach you how to interfere. As my senses began to fade, I recalled what the man behind that cold door had told me. I wasn't deep enough yet. I had to go further down. Now's your chance. Bite into your tongue. I poured all the strength I could into my jaw. Oh shit. I hear a cat screaming. I'm sorry if you guys hear my cats. They're yelling outside the door. If you pass out while spectating, your consciousness loses its place and continues to descend until your soul enters some random schmuck in the masses, and you get yourself a body to inhabit in that world. I didn't know if there was any truth to his words. Perhaps he simply wanted to deceive me and make me suffer a fate worse than death. Even so, if there was even a sliver of a chance that I could save my friends, I would do it, no matter the pain. Natsumi died. Chapter 2. I didn't hear the cat, but I love to. Yeah, Ranger, I have 3 cats. Ranger, Al, and Simon. Al is the oldest. Ranger's the middle child, and Simon's the baby. He's the baby. And Al is the ringleader. He's not the one screaming at the door, it's Ranger. And all I hear is row, row, row. Like, that's why I have a filter on my mic. Chapter 2. Oh, we're back. Huh? I'm back at my funeral again. What happened to the people from the cafe? As one question after another raced through my mind. Oh, sorry. Huh? Oh, wait! Without even thinking, I grabbed the hand peeking out of his blazer. What? Do keep in mind that it is forbidden to interfere with the story. Sorry, it's nothing. Right. He simply walked past me without saying so much as a word. After that, my funeral progressed just as it had the last few times I'd seen it. No matter how many times I went through this, imagining their pain as they approached the casket always hurt me. Natsumi. How did they see me? Under usual circumstances, spectators don't retain any of their past memories. Due to this, it's especially complicated for someone like you who retain memories of a past life while being assigned to a story related to them. When you begin spectating, you descend into their present of the story and take over the position of a nameless character. That's how it works. Huh. Take over. But then, what happens to the life of that person? Whatever do you mean? A single member of the nameless masses hardly has a life worth the story. I wouldn't concern myself with it. Focus instead on spectating. Hold on 1 second, chat. We're gonna be right back real quick. It just started, so we're not gonna be missing much. But my throat is killing me and I need to go get an actual cup of water. So we'll be back in a second. Alrighty, we're back. Where did the game go? Uh-oh. Excuse me, where's the game? There we go, there's the game. Welcome back, thank you, thank you. I got water with ice in it. I don't know if you can hear the ice moving around. Oh, it feels like heaven on my throat. And that was how it was supposed to be. I felt strange that my mourning friends didn't call out to me as Natsume. As the funeral came to an end, people began to file out of the church. If I didn't do anything here, the story wouldn't change one bit. Oh my, you would tell that my throat now sounds clearer because I'm drinking water. It's insane how much of a difference that is. In each of their perspectives, MAMIYA would trifle with their lives, resulting in their eventual deaths. Interfere with the story. I'll make all of them happy. Natsume. Excuse me, are you Kikuchi Ryo? Huh? Oh, I am. I have something to tell you. It's about Natsume. Huh? Tojo! Tojo is his name! The little trans baby! I want them to be trans! Because they keep saying that they're not man enough. I think they're adorable. I love them. Okay, Haruki Kaito. Why is Kaito's model so huge? Oh, fuck. Hold on. There we go. I had to fix it. What's this about, Natsume? Oh, what's this about, Natsume? I came because he said it concerned me. Huh? You too. I thought it was just about me. Thank you very much for coming. What a pain. I'm out. Oh, whoa, wait a minute! I thought it was just about me and Natsume. Why are the others here? Is this a new kind of prank? I gotta say, using a dead person for something like this is in really bad taste. No. I have a message from Natsume. Huh? What? And it's related to us? Yeah. Look at this. I pulled out a single piece of paper from my chest pocket. Look, it's Natsume's handwriting. I got it from him while he was still alive. While he was alive? Yeah. Actually, I had written it up during this funeral! Actually, I just wrote it. I may not have looked like Natsume Sochiryo, but I still had his handwriting. The four gathered around the piece of paper on the bench, looking like scientists faced with a tough equation. Don't worry, guys, I'm with the science team! Why would he... It's like he knew he was going to die. Is this his will? An informational one, at least. An informal will. Some people write them down in case they die. That's right. Normally, this kind of note would include the person's hopes and requests, like whether to keep them on life support, what to do with their wealth, things like that. But written here... Ryo. Minato. Mori. Kaito. The names of the four of you gathered here. What did Natsume want of us? This is what's written on the paper.
Oh, well,
good Christ!
your knife on
Thank
me.
you for the
Oh,
sub, Kiza! Thank you! You're now in the special wall. You're in the better wall. Welcome to the special Bun Bun crew! During the month before my burial, please gather every Friday and decide what to bury alongside my casket. That is what he wants. Of the four of us, you mean? Yes. Even though most of us don't even know each other? Yes. What the hell is he thinking?
Also, thank you for the hydrate.
He wants us to choose what to bury him with? Is that really Natsumi's wish? It is, yes. He entrusted this to me. Unlike a standard will, this doesn't hold any legal power, so ultimately the choice is yours. But but Natsumi wants you to properly process his death. That's what I think, anyway. The contents of the note made me seem so stubborn and narcissistic that even I wondered why I'd written it. Strangely enough, though, it really did seem like Natsumi had jotted all this down while he was alive, and then entrusted it to me. Since I had no memories of how Natsumi died, I couldn't help but feel that way. Count me out. But this funeral is enough of a goodbye. I don't have what it takes to drag Natsumi's death around for a whole month. Rio, I understand. I want to do this. Huh? We would meet up, talk about Natsumi, and decide what to bury him with. This is kind of embarrassing, but it still hasn't really sunk in for me that he's gone. Even after all this, I would probably just go, oh, he's gone, and then completely forget about him within a few days. And then I'd be back to just having fun chats with my classmates. That's totally normal, though. What's the big deal? It's how you're supposed to treat the dead. You don't have to say it like that, though. Yeah, it's normal. But that's why I don't want it to end like this. Like it's nothing. I want to properly say goodbye to him. I want to do it as well. Minato. He's right. I still haven't properly processed Natsumi's death. When he died, I wish I had been kinder to him. I regretted not talking to him more. And that's the kind of regret that stays with you your whole life. So at the very least, I want to sort out all my feelings and do it the right way. God, I can't stand this gloomy shit like this. Death should be the end for people, damn it. He didn't even keep in touch. So why would he choose me? But fine, whatever. Guess it's only for a month. Does that mean he'll... Yeah, but we're strangers once it's over. Kikuchi Rio, was it? Yeah. I won't force you to do this, but I would like to know what Natsumi spoke to you about. They're getting together. They're gonna kiss, chat. We're gonna finally see it happen. They're gonna fall in love after this. I swear to God. I swear to God, game. If you don't let me have this romance between them. Let's hope. But I would like to know what Natsumi spoke to you about. Is that bad? I won't be much of help, though. That's not a problem at all. Okay, then I'd like you all to meet up in this church again next Friday. Hold on. What's your name? Huh? My name? Oh yeah, it's kinda creepy how you know all our names, but we don't know yours. You didn't tell us how you knew Natsumi either. What name was I supposed to use here? Seeing me act so perplexed, they all gave me justifiable suspicious looks. Come on. Hurry and think of a name. My name is Natsume. Oh, I went and said it. Huh? Are you related to Natsume? I don't think so. I don't see this guy among the relatives during the funeral. Are you? Their distrustful looks only made me even more uncomfortable. I couldn't think of anything else. Should I have just blurted out a random name? Well, obviously. Anyone with 2 brain cells to rub together would have done that. But after seeing them die one by one, getting to finally meet them face to face made me act greedy. If at all possible, I wanted them to call me Natsumi again. And that's what it led me to. You think you're too good to give us your real name. Talk about being arrogant. Are you messing with us? I can't say I appreciate being the butt of a joke. Is that your actual name? I didn't expect it to be in such a deep mess. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Natsumi isn't that rare of a name after all. That's so. Yeah. I'm really sorry. I hesitated to reveal my name because I knew it would only end up confusing you. But I can also understand why it would make you mistrust me. The bottom line is that I'm not his relative. But my name is also Natsumi. You could have just said that from the start. Thank you, Kaito. You were a fucking idiot and a lifesaver. So, how do you know Natsumi? Oh, we happened to run into each other in town. Really? And he gave you a note that important? Haruki Morishika's gaze pierced through me. I had to make this seem feasible, otherwise they never agree to meet up again. To be able to reasonably keep in touch with them, I had to make sure they still trusted me. I needed to think of a good explanation. Oh, I get a choice? Please remember Natsumi's looks, remember his personality. Please remember Natsumi's personality. His personality? Yeah, he was like thin air, wasn't he? Hard to fully... He's calling himself a fucking airhead, I love it. He's so dumb, I love him. I know, right? He's a himbo. I really did meet him by chance when I asked him for directions in town. When I told him my name, he said, "What a coincidence! It's the same as mine," and we hit it off. Oh, yeah, I guess I can see Natsumi being fond of people sharing his name. I agree. That does make sense. Really? I imagine that I was entrusted with this note and role because I had the same name as him. I think having a stranger with the same name convey his words was his. His what? His sense of humor at work, probably. Ugh. It ain't funny, though. Never has been. Well, screw it. Friday, right? I just gotta come here? Yeah, please do. Left alone in the church, I sighed. The lively atmosphere from before had been replaced by an almost oppressive silence. The friends I thought I'd never meet again, and Natsumi. The five had now agreed to meet each other over the next month. I could have never reached this point by remaining a mere observer. I need to carefully make sure it all goes well. I could have never achieved this by just spectating. It was a result of my ego, a clear conscience of my interference. I changed the story. My words reached no one. However, saying them out loud filled me with a clear, conscious realization of what I'd just done. I felt the fact that I had interfered with the laws of this world, as well as guilt for having broken the rules. It was like a shackle weighing me down. Even so, I will save them. I wonder if that'll go so well. Huh? The voice coming from behind jolted me to alertedness. Maybe I should start preparing your friends' funerals for you when you fail. It was a voice I could never forget. A voice I'd cursed even in my dreams. I love MAMIYA. He's such a cheeky bastard. What do you say, Natsumi? MAMIYA. How dare you show your app? How dare you show yourself, you vile being? I'm glad you're perchance for the dramatic is alive and well, spectator. Do you know that title? Oh, indeed. Care to wager a guess? The wave of his hand made it obvious that he had no intention of giving me a proper answer. I had a million questions to ask him. Why? Why was he killing them? Why was the so-called trilogism that supposedly awaited beyond death? And most importantly, what even was MAMIYA? Swallowing my numerous questions, I simply glared at him. I don't care what goes on in your head, but that changes the moment you start putting their very lives on the scale. I won't allow you to drive those innocent people to their deaths. In response, he grinned, his face full of joy. Driving them to their deaths, you say? A thought born from a mind controlled by science. What? Let me ask you this, then. Why do you people fear death? Huh? He merely squinted, but that alone changed the very air in the church. It felt as though he was trying to assert dominance over this entire place, and he wanted me to know too. No one really knows death. Tell me, did any human in this world ever experience true death? Humans, they don't even understand whether it's good or not. They're simply controlled by this preconcept, this preconception that it's something to be shirked. No. People fear death precisely because they don't understand it. In the world we live in, a single death means the end of it all. Once dead, you can no longer meet any of your friends or family. You can't change that fact. So you're saying it's all good as long as people get to live for a minute or even a second longer? That's not what I... No, that's exactly what you meant. Death scares you only because you're dependent on your body and honor. What a simple, materialistic line of thinking. Devoid of wisdom and reason. I'm only talking about good lives. It wasn't just their deaths I found issues with, but the way their way of life too. Admit it. It's because of you MAMIYAs that they all ended up miserable. Are you really sure about that? From a different angle, you could say MAMIYA saved them. Can't you perceive it that way? What? Humans don't know death. It's only their fear of the unknown that drives them to view it as something evil. And so, by granting them an unknown death, MAMIYA saved them. Because you see, salvation at the hands of death was their truest, most earnest desire. Huh? How did you feel about the predicaments anyway? Did you think they would have eventually found happiness if they had continued to live? Bound in their personal cages of isolation? Yes. As long as you're alive, you're able to start over. The possibilities, they're endless. My, what an awfully cruel thing to say. The temperature around us decreased. You witnessed so much pain. Yet, you would continue to tell them to endure the torture that is their lives. You would continue to tell them to dream of a better future. Am I getting this right? No. Try as you might, your snake tongue will not lead me astray. The greatest error in the good lives they had is the appearance of the illusion calling itself MAMIYA. No. Everything you said is subjective. As self-centered evaluation, rooted in arrogant sophistry, nothing more. They were similar. MAMIYA worming its way into their lives made them lose sight of objectivity. And it's why they ended up consumed by a subjective illusion. You forget. They are also very much at fault. They sought us out. We merely answered their call. You're wrong. That was because MAMIYA, because you made sure to close off their means of escape. But this time, I'm putting an end to your schemes. Will you now? I'll lead them down the path to salvation, even if MAMIYA appears. Natsumi Sochuryo. A stellar body, coupled with a wonderful soul. He held his hand out, looked at me like a thing of beauty, then swung it down. I'm almost jealous. His eyes burned with sarcasm, but when I returned his gaze with a scowl, he quickly changed his expression. But you still don't understand a thing. explicative words made me scowl even harder. What do you mean? The man laughed at me before turning around and walking towards the door. Now, let that question torture you, nameless spectator. Wait! I won't let you do as you... Huh? I was back? I had just lost a chance to unravel the mystery behind MAMIYA. If that alone wasn't enough, I felt something intensely unpleasant as well. Almost like there was something in my mouth. Glancing down, I realized I had bled so much from my mouth that the blood began to form a puddle on the floor. I shoved my hand into my mouth and started frantically moving around what I felt when I found inside. I grabbed a hold of my tongue and stabilized my breathing. Before I knew it, my tongue had completely healed. The feeling, combined with the sight of blood, made me remember. Right, I bit into my... Are you alright? Miss Librarian, this is... You appear to have returned while in the middle of spectating. It's hardly an uncommon occurrence, so don't let it bother you. Huh? Could I really just ignore all this blood? Huh? The fresh blood I had bled onto the floor moments earlier was nowhere to be seen. More importantly, how did your work go? Did you see any major flows in the story? Did you see the stars shift? It's, going well. I averted my gaze, and did so almost unconsciously. Most excellent. A fatigue worker is a poor worker. I would advise you go rest now. Thank you. I think I will. I couldn't bring myself to look her directly in the eye. She taught me all the basics when I was lost and confused. Yet, I repaid her kindness with betrayal. Even so, I want to find the path that leads to their salvation. Alone, and surrounded only by books, I joined my hands together and hung my head in silence. Hi, Jester. Welcome in. How you doing? MAMIYA, a shared illusion. Chapter 3 and Tips 1 have been unlocked. Please proceed from the chapter's select screen. Ooh. Are the tips important? The four meet at Tokyo Tower and decide to live together at the Pink House. Wait, what are the tips? I feel like we need to go through 2 and 3 first, and then we go through the tips. I'm very confused on what those are. Okay, yeah, because these are okay. So let's go through chapters first. I think. I don't know. Giza, is there a way, like, is there a specific order I go through these? I was going through my box of collection coins. I noticed a really cool one I hadn't noticed before. Ooh, pretty. So these first chapters are a necessity. They promised to meet again the Friday after the meeting, but Soy Keto is the only one to appear. And to live together at the Pink House. Okay, I think we do the chapters first. We'll do chapter 3, and then we'll go through the tips. Yeah, because you need to go through all these tips. So, chapter 3, then tip 1, 2, 3, and then the 4. Oh, we get to pick which lives we go through again. Okay, we'll go through them in order this time. They are important. You should read them before chapter 4. Okay. Well, we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go through the tips. I think that's how we have to do that. Alright, chapter 3. The first Friday. And then I had this idea. What if we put a letter in Natsumi's grave, then dig it up and open it like a time capsule 10 years later? The future us will read how we felt about him. Doesn't that sound great? Well, it's an interesting, fantastical, and wonderful idea. But it might get you arrested for grave digging and vandalizing the dead. Oh. They're still not here, huh? Yeah. 10 minutes earlier. Alright. I fixed my tie and went on my way to the church. My strong, determined manner of walking and furrowed eyebrows were only a means of dispersing my worries. Just thinking about what we'd have to talk about made me weak in the knees. If I failed this, they would be faced with a violent death again. Yep, the order itself doesn't matter as much, don't worry. You could finish the second episode without reading them, but they're indispensable to understand the third episode. That is fair. But yes. There's absolutely no room for mistakes. They're indispensable to understand. So wait, would I not understand anything in this episode? I'm confused. Maybe I will, I don't know. The tension alone is making my stomach hurt. And that was still nothing compared to everything else I had on my plate. Why on earth did I claim to be Natsumi? I got greedy. There's no other way to put it. I may be exaggerating, okay. I should have just thought of a fake name. Why did I even take a risk by using my real one? My face flushed red with shame and embarrassment. What did I do it? Why did I do it? I hadn't done anything this greedy back when I was still alive. My cheeks are all warm, but my stomach's cold and lonely. Some combination, huh? I ended up having to lean on the walls to make it all the way to the church. It was exactly 1700 on a Friday. I watched the second hand reach the top, then opened the heavy door. Ah, Natsumi, hello! A youthful voice resounded through the church. It came from the tall young man known as Kaito. He stood up. I didn't read it. Huh? Where were the others? I looked around, but saw only him. Where's everyone else? Oh, I don't know. I just arrived myself. Maybe they're running late. Let's wait a bit. I sat down next to him and watched the time as we waited for the other three to arrive. Half an hour had already passed, yet no one turned up. My conversations with Kaito were going in circles too. His impatience had grown so much that he even started counting the empty seats in the church. Maybe they forgot to come. My complaints got a miserable, oh no, out of Soy. What if they were intentionally staying away? We don't even know how to get in touch with them. Should we hold another funeral for Natsumi? Don't say things like that. The situation both saddened and hurt me. I had asked them all to come mourn Natsumi, yet the only one to show up was Kaito. Then again, I should have expected this. They'd already been to the funeral, and it wasn't like they knew me all that well. Like I said, Natsumi is a completely forgettable person. It really drove home the point just how weak and friendless that I was. Blah, 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 blah. Wallowing in self-pity, I sounded a brief chuckle, which is when my eyes finally met Soy's. He looked somewhat perplexed. Well, since he was here, the least I could do was honor his wishes to the best of my abilities. So, what now? Do we call it a day or start the discussion with just the two of us? Kaito looked into the distance and made a ponderous Well, since we took the time to come here, I would at least like to discuss what's best for Natsumi. It'd be nice to do it with more people around, though. I see. I nearly went ahead and thanked him, but managed to hold back. Are you free after this, Soy? Or do you maybe need to be home by a certain time? Oh, no, I'm free for the day. Let's go then. I stood up and looked down at Soy, which seemed to have puzzled him. I didn't have any means of contacting them, but I did know their stories. Let's go find them. I did stalk them, you know, it's fine, but we'll start with the school. Ryo and Minato attend the same school. We might be able to find them there. Since you're familiar with all that, I'm assuming you also went to that school? I did, yeah. We looked up at the school building. I've been attending this place until just a few days ago, but now it actually seemed kind of nostalgic. Let's head inside. Not to me, that's the student entrance. Oh, right. The guest entrance leading into the all too familiar school building looked so distant that it made me feel almost like a hopeless romantic, who had been cast aside by the object of his affection. What business do you have here? The aged employee behind the glass was another familiar face. I briefly hesitated to answer, but a quick glance at Kaito gave me a flash of inspiration. We came to take a look at the school. Soi, my little brother, is considering enrolling here. Good thing it was December. Plenty of people would check out schools around this time of year in preparation of the coming entrance exams. I could tell that Soi was looking at me, but I kept a composed expression and went along with my lie. I realized it might be rude of us to barge in like this uninvited, but since we happened to pass by... Give me a moment, I'll ask the school administration. Thank you. The aged employee stood up and disappeared further in. Kaito was about to say something, but before he could, the man returned with a familiar smile on his face. You're allowed to look around. Please hang these cards around your necks. Ah, thank you. I made a smile that said, thanks for everything. We might never meet again. The man reached to it with a puzzled expression. But I go to a school that covers both middle and high. Kaito pouted. Hey, it's fine. We got in, didn't we? Oh, and you? As my older brother? Seriously? Just play along. The tall young man flashed an uncharacteristically mischievous grin, making me feel a little embarrassed. We're here. Ryo and Minato go to this class. And, well, so did I. I timidly opened the door and saw only a handful of students inside, the figures bathed in the evening sun. Sorry, may I ask something? Huh? What is it? They initially gave a suspicious look, but eased up once they spotted the card on our chest. I knew these people. They belonged to Minato's group of friends. Fucking dicks. Minato's group of friends are assholes, and I hate them. We're looking for Tojo Minato. What's your business with him? Like true modern children, they didn't open up to strangers very easily. My brother here is thinking about taking the entry exams for the school, and Tojo's the one who recommended it to him, so we figured we'd drop in to say hi. Oh, Tojo left right when classes ended. Yeah, he got a part-time job. Oh, I see. What about Ryo? My question sent a wave of confusion around the room. Kikuchi? We don't know. I see. Thank you. Right, I shouldn't have said that. I rushed out of the classroom, hoping that would magically erase my blunder. I had to hurry before Kaito realized something. How did it go? They already left. Let's go somewhere else. Oh, okay. I would have preferred to stay a bit longer, honestly. You don't usually get a chance to walk around someone else's school, you know? Let's drop by some other time, then. I tapped him on the back, and we both went back to the way we came. I threw one final glance into the classroom, realizing that the seat belonging to Natsumi was now gone for good. They're probably at their part-time jobs. I knew from the stories that Ryo worked at a donut shop, but... damn. I have no idea where Minato works. It might have been a good idea to ask his friends, but since we had already left the school, it would have seemed odd to suddenly show back up. I thought back to all the stories I read in the hopes I'd remember some kind of a hint, but I was drawing to a total blank. I do know where he lives, though. You do? How? So I was visibly shocked when he heard me mumble to myself. Oh, I kinda just, you know, I tried to laugh it off, but he kept on staring at me with a look of profound confusion. I love that maniac look that Natsumi gets in his eyes. That was the last line about the seat was sad. I never noticed before. It's really sad. Natsumi? Could it be that you're actually... I was really hoping he wouldn't suddenly label me as a criminal. That was honestly the last thing I wanted him to see me as. A private detective? Oh my god, he's so stupid. I am a detective. Uh-huh. You look so much like one. It's gotta be the trench coat, you know? Oh. Huh? Did I get it wrong? No, I'm just ashamed is all. Detectives should be able to blend in without getting found out this easily. Natsumi, you need to thank this man for saving your ass, like, holy shit. I made a troubled smile, so I was positively beaming from ear to ear. But it's so obvious. I guess it is. I'd have to use that from now on. After some walking, we arrived at the donut shop, where Rio worked. Unless he was picking up his little sister, Midori, or out shopping, he would be here. I opened the door, hoping to find him inside. Welcome. And there he was, in the flesh. He stood behind the register, eyes sharp as usual. Huh, Kikuchi Rio? Huh? I'm so glad we found you. Right. As I rushed in front of him, Rio simply kept nodding, his eyes wide open in shock. Oh, I'm impressed you knew where I was. Seeing his face seemed to have jolted his memory. I was glad he remembered me. I haven't forgotten about our agreement, but I found out just last night that I'd have to handle today's shift as well. And I had no way of letting you know, so, I'm really sorry. He made a deep bow. It's fine, don't worry about it. I was planning to drop by the church after my shift, even if I ended up running late. I found myself moved by his sincerity. He did actually intend to keep his promise. Wow, these donuts look crazy good. Anyone in particular you'd recommend? No, his story's gonna go. No! Because Kaito's in his story. They just meet on different terms. Soy must have been hungry, and understandably so. It was getting kind of late. His eyes glittered with joy as he surveyed the lineup of colorful gem-like donuts on display. Absolutely. Our strawberry rigged donut comes highly recommended. Rio raised his voice and puffed out his chest. Both rare actions from him. However, I see. Oh, actually, I'll have one of these whipped cream donuts. Ugh, alright. His passion didn't seem to reach Soy. Tojo Minato also failed to show up at the meeting, so we're actually looking for him too. Tojo? If he's not at school, he should be at his part-time job. And do you know where that is? No, I don't. Really? But I thought you two got along. Well... Rio placed a hand on his forehead, seemingly thinking about something. I used to know where he worked, but then he suddenly switched jobs. I mean, you could try to look up his previous workplace, but I doubt you'll find him there. I wouldn't count on it at any rate. He's kind of fickle like that. Oh, I see. In that case, we were probably better off moving Mori up the priority list than starting with him instead. I nodded in understanding. Thanks, Rio. We'll come back once we're done. Sure. Alright, next up is Mori. He's not a student, is he? Do you know where he works? Probably nowhere. Nowhere? You mean he's an adult without a job? But we already have 2 working students. True. Why doesn't he work? Why? That's actually a good question. My heart ached for Soi's purity in regards to people like Mori. Albeit, in his own way, Mori too was difficult to get a hold of. He first went to the pachinko parlor he frequented. Natsumi! Kaito! The noises here were far worse than I had expected. I eventually got used to it and decided to start looking for Mori, but... minors aren't allowed in here. Huh? Kaito was stopped by an employee. But I'm an adult! Look! I'm even taller than you! But you're wearing a school uniform? Wait here, Soy. I'll be quick. I hurried inside the parlor, leaving a deeply shocked Soy at the entrance. Oh, yeah, he's a little too dumb, chat. A little too stupid, but we like him. We still love him, okay? Oh no, I have a ring on my desk mat now. No, my water seeped through. Aww. I'm sad now. My partner, so this desk mat I have, my partner's brother gave to me. And oh no. I hope that comes out. Oh. Now there's a ring on my desk mat. Because I put my water on there like an idiot. Damn it. Oh, it's so pretty too. God damn it. He just won't know. I don't think he watches my streams. That makes me so mad. I really like that desk. I really like this desk mat. I'm gonna keep it still. I'm still gonna use it. Fuck yeah. But I know if I move in with my partner, his brother's gonna probably see that and go, "What did you do? What did you do to the mat? What did you do to it?" Yeah. I hurried inside the parlor, leaving a deeply shocked Sawyer at the entrance. I looked through the entire place, but found no traces of Mori anywhere. I had no choice but to ask around, grinning to myself at how detective-like this would be. Detective, you say? Well, we're on the case. I approached the closest person. Excuse me, I'm looking for a person by the name of Morichika Haruki. I spoke politely and with a smile, but that only got me a glare. He didn't seem to be in a talkative mood. I went away and racked my head over this situation. Approaching several people here made me realize something. The people at these gambling places were genuinely of a fluctuating mood. They could be more open to talking if the gambling was going well enough to lift their spirits. Excuse me, I'm looking for a person by the name of Morichika Haruki. You a cop? Did the son of a gun finally get busted for doing something crazy? Huh, no, I'm just a friend. Going by his reaction, he seemed to know him. Hoping to learn more, I repeated my question. I don't know. People here don't get too involved with each other. Although, I do recall him saying something about a Shinjuku. Shinjuku? The vagueness of his answer came as a shock. So much so that I ended up just leaving. Any luck finding him? Outside, I found Kaito waiting for me. He reminded me of a large dog who had to be left outside. He does give off golden retriever energy. Oh my god. No, he wasn't in there. I see. Wait, do you happen to know Morichika's address? I mean, you said you knew Tojo's, so... I don't, and besides... He's the kind of person who's always on the move. Finding him won't be easy. Aww. Both our shoulders dropped in disappointment. I really wish I'd gotten a hold of their numbers or something. It might not have been necessary for the other two, but Mori was undoubtedly the kind of person who could only ever be contacted through a cell phone. How am I even supposed to find the number of a guy like that? Wait a second. Ah! I know it! I actually do know his number! Huh? Really? Yeah, cell phone. As I kept frantically sifting through my pockets, realization suddenly hit me like a runaway train. I gave it to Mina. You did what? Damn it! And I don't have it memorized either. No matter how hard I tried to remember it, I couldn't go beyond 080. His body didn't even belong to this body didn't even belong to Natsumi, so the phone I'd given away was technically no longer mine. What now? Just when I found a way to contact Mori, I ran into yet another roadblock. My own past actions made me feel positively mortified. So, why not just meet the person you gave it to? Huh? He said it in such a nonchalant manner, it nearly made me choke on my spit. Meet Mina? As in right now? Did I hear you right? Yeah, it would solve all of our problems. Let's just do it. Meet Mina. Again? I need some time to prepare. Are you serious? We can't keep Rio waiting. Oh, you're right. Let's go. Man, my Twitch app was glitching, so I had to change my laptop. I hope the water doesn't leave stains. Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't. I'll lick it off, alright? Oh, whoops, I didn't read that. My bad. Are you sure this person will be there? Absolutely. She's got a Friday shift. So unless something urgent came up, she should be here. I had opened a good amount of doors today, but none of them made my heart keep on jackhammering in my chest the way this one did. Welcome back, Master! Is Mina around? Yeah, our previous master is just about to leave, so I'll go ahead and show you to her seats. Soy Kaito was blinking in confusion, but I walked in like it was nothing. This place is amazing. There are so many servants. This is just a maid cafe. The waitresses are dressed as maids because it's their theme. Wow, these drinks sure are expensive. And why does a small rice omelet cost 1,500 yen? Soy Kaito! I whispered a scream at him. He didn't understand that this was a special rice omelet, imbued with maid magic. God, he sounds like a nerd. For a modest extra fee, you can even take photos. The added value far exceeded anything you find at a usual cafe. Sorry for the wait. The frills at the edge of my vision made me look up. Welcome back, Master, and thank you for choosing me. My name is Mina. The lovely smile that bloomed on Mina's face would have put even the most exquisite flowers to shame. Wow, nice to meet you. I'm Soy. The pleasure is all mine, Master Soy. And who is this gentleman with you? I couldn't breathe. It hurt, but I had to talk. Not a single second of her time could be wasted. Natsumi. I'm Natsumi. It's a pleasure to meet you, Master Natsumi. Her expression wavered. Was it because she remembered the Natsumi that had passed away? May I take your order? We would like to have a word with the... We'd like 2 special rice omelets and 2 milky strawberry drinks, please. Natsumi, what about the number? Certainly. Please wait right here. Mina's long, black hair swayed behind her as she walked away. Oh my god, his eyes. Kawaii! She's so cute. I followed her with my gaze and an enamored expression until someone went and shook my shoulders. Natsumi! Remember why we're here, Natsumi! Come on! Come on, bring it back to reality! That's my thing! Ah! Right. Morishika Haruki's number. I know. I got this. Exactly. We can't keep Rio waiting. Yeah, of course. I keep on nodding while trying to pull myself together. Sorry for the wait. Here's your rice omelet. Yay! Let me cast a spell on it. Here I go. Moi, stop! Not Natsumi joining in. Not him being a... He's so down bad. Oh, yeah. Not him joining in on this. Moi. I will. Natsumi. Ah! This was bad. Just seeing Mina was enough to make me forget why I'd come here in the first place. It definitely wasn't so to improve my relationship with Mina. I had to prevent my friends from dying. Get the girl or get all your friends killed. You know what? Getting the girl sounds like a good option. I'm kidding, no. I made a stern expression and looked at Mina again. Mina, we actually came here because we have something important to ask you. Oh, and what would that be? Mina's twin tails gently fluttered as she tilted her head to the side. It was entirely too much for my heart to handle. Hang in there, Natsumi. Deep breaths. Okay, I'm fine. I put my jumbled thoughts in order, then go straight to the point. I believe you have Natsumi's phone. Huh? Suddenly, the very air around her changed. How do you know about that, Master? He asked me to come get it. I see. So it was true, she whispered with her tiny, delicate lips before raising her head. I kinda suspected that's why you came, so I went and got it before bringing out your meals. She reached into her apron pocket and took out a black object. I heard Soy Keto let out an excited wow. May I borrow it? Sure, here you go. I took the phone from her and looked for Morishika Haruki's entry. I found it right away. It was the number he'd given me a few years ago. I pressed the call button. There was no guarantee he'd picked up, but I had to try. Doing this made me grimace. It was probably how Mori himself might have felt back then. Hello? Mori! Huh? Dude, who are you? Natsumi, the one who waited for you at the church. Oh. Where are you now? Why would I tell you? Because you promised! I waited for you. I thought I'd never see you again. There was silence on the other end of the line. I was just walking around. Should I go to the church now or what? Ah, wait, no. Come to a certain donut shop. I'll send you the location. What a pain. He clicked his tongue and ended the call. I sent him an email, but got no response. Would he really come? I managed to contact him. Thank you, Mina. Gave the cell phone back. Mina looked at me as if she wanted to say something, but instead settled for a curt, I see, and held onto the phone like it meant a lot to her. In any case, do enjoy your food. She then disappeared further into the cafe. Natsumi, that went great. We ate our rice omelets and exchanged a smile. It might have grown a little cold, but its magic filled our hearts with warmth all the same. Surely, even Kaito would understand that. Now we just have to find Tojo Minato. Should we go where he lives? I'll bring some appan and milk. I think we should visit Kikuchi Ryo at the donut shop first. Seeing how the shop was on the way, I promptly nodded to myself, then finished up the rest of my rice omelet and washed it down with a syrupy, sweet, milky strawberry drink. We're back, Kukichi! Everyone's here. Huh? He pointed his finger behind him. A Morichika Haruki and a Tojo Minato. Tojo Minato? Gosh, I'm so sorry. The whole thing completely slipped my mind. But then I kind of just remembered it out of the blue. I asked Ryo, and he said we're gathering here, so I hurried over. I was pleasantly surprised by his unexpected appearance. Morichika, you decided to come too. Let's just get this over with, okay? Thank you for the lurk. Boo. No! Stop scaring me! That's rude. I gave him a warm smile, but he hastily averted his gaze, seemingly annoyed by it. It had gotten quite late, but still, getting to see them all in one place, it warmed my heart to the core. Shall we begin then? Made a solemn nod as I looked over the 4 people gathered here. Let's think. About what to put in Natsumi's coffin. Long story short, today's discussion didn't go anywhere. There were suggestions, of course, like Natsumi's favorite foods, trinkets, and hobby items, but there wasn't a single thing at all 4 of them could unanimously agree upon. The meeting thus came to a close on a rather sour note, after which we all went our separate ways. What do you want? Let me guess, it's about interfering. You want to know the downsides, don't you? Oh, I've already interfered, actually. Silence. Are you a dumbass? Wow. I had no idea someone could be that rash. Or what? Did you only hear what you wanted to hear? No. I thought about it long and hard. That's what she said. And that's what I'd like to say. But my mind was made up before I had even considered it. No amount of thinking would ultimately change my decision to interfere. I had to find a way to make them happy. Even if only a little bit. Good grief. Well, whatever. What's done is done. Just be careful around the librarians. You wouldn't believe how quickly they change their behavior. Right. So, what do you think about interference? I was happy to get to talk to them again. It took some time to process the day's events. Everything happened at such a hectic pace that I never actually had any time to sort through my feelings. It was only now that it occurred to me that the day I just experienced was filled with things that my old self, the Natsumi that died, could never have experienced. My resolve has only grown deeper. Any specific changes? Yeah, when I came back, there was a puddle of blood on the floor. Anything else? Well, it's also mildly disorienting to no longer have my original body. How do you even... Oh, right. Not only did you keep your old memories, but you actually got assigned to your own world to boot. I don't envy you, pal. I can only hope I'll get used to it eventually. So, why exactly are you so attached to them, huh? I mean, I get that they were all your best buds in life, but they're nobodies to you now, so what gives? You still have your memories, but you now belong here to the heavens, and it's messed you up a bit. You normally wouldn't care this much about a bunch of lower realm folk you've only known for a couple of years. What drives you? Well, I was really happy to be born. I remember the time before Natsumi Soichiro's death, back when I was still enjoying life. Even if the river of oblivion made me forget the immediate events leading up to my death, the memories I shared with them were still with me. Before dying, I had a different disposition than I do now as a spectator. It's hard to explain, but the world back then seemed so wonderful and brimming with life. I felt like everything I had ever touched was handcrafted by someone. The idea that nature had spent so much time creating all of this filled me with immense amount of gratitude. Every person I met was a miracle, and I did genuinely cherish them with all my heart and soul, including, of course, Kikuichi Ryo, Tojo Minato, Morichika Haruki, and Soi Keto. Those four were special. I was drawn to them almost instinctively. I had no specific reason, but even trying to come up with one would have been rude, I think. I guess you could call it fate. They've been on my mind all this time, even back when I was still alive. We may not have been overly involved with each other, but the fact remains that I did cherish them. So, I want them to be happy. That's the only thing I truly want. I have no other desire. A moment passed in silence, before he finally whispered back at me. I wonder if you have turned out like this if you remembered your final moments. The main factor behind becoming a spectator is to reach enlightenment. Nirvana, if you will. Huh? Make no mistake. You've been chosen as a spectator precisely because you've reached nirvana. Nirvo, what? You retain your memories. You're pointed to the story you were in, and now you're interfering with that very same story. You're a real anomaly, but don't worry about the certainty of your own existence. Natsumi Soichiroi definitely exists. Excuse me? Hey, relax. I'm sure things will go well for you. Where were you, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I just needed to take a walk for a change of pace. A walk should be acceptable, I must. However, remind you to stay away from the darkness. The scent of sin might seep into you. Oh yes, I can smell it quite clearly. This isn't the scent of paper. Really? Seeing how intimidated I was, the woman's lips curled into a smile. Us librarians post a keen scent to smell. We're always surrounded by books, you see, so any other smell we pick up on tends to stand out. What we librarians do is merely fix books. You would do well not to forget that. The meaning behind those words sent a chill down my spine. When she had left, I breathed a heavy sigh. My heart was still going like a locomotive. Good thing she didn't pry any further. What the wabbit doing? We reading a book. Storytelling. How you doing, Bane? Are we having a good one today? It made me think back to the mysterious voice behind the door. What was he confined in there for? Actually, never mind. I have no time to start worrying about others right now. All I need to think about is setting their story on the right course. It was my personal quest. My holy mission, in a way. That was chapter 3. A shared illusion of the world's end. Wait. Is this really alright, though? The reason I'm here is to save my friends from MAMIYA. Or am I constantly biting my tongue for nothing? Though I had my head full of mediating between them, and I couldn't focus on their individual stories. For a while, I might have to focus on just one. No, I have no such time. I should rush to the conclusion as quickly as I can. At the edge of the road, all alone, I put my hand on my jaw and lost myself in thought. Hurry up. I won't take any detours. I'll press ahead. With that in mind, I try to take the world above when... Don't play it around too much, Natsumi. A silhouette appeared at the edge of my vision, making all my hairs stand up. Mamiya, why are you here? Who knows? What do you think? Regardless, you're too late. I found a what if, where I can save them from you. Your existence doesn't scare me anymore. What's so funny? Nothing. It just surprised me that you're still saying stuff like that. I know a word that describes you perfectly. The man brought his face close and stuck out his tongue. Dullard. Instinctively pushed him away and made some distance between us. What? Who are you calling a dullard? Well, who else is here, dear spectator? You little... His aim was precisely to disturb me. I'd only be playing into his hand by succumbing to anger. I had to observe this Mamiya for a while longer. The child wearing rabbit mask, the gas mask conductor, the girl in the nurse outfit, the invisible man. This human form was unlike any I'd seen in their stories. If Mamiya and Mamiya weren't one and the same, then... Are you the Mamiya that the people from the cafe spoke of? Name yourself. If you have a name like Natsumi Sochiroi, then go ahead and say it. You're not Natsumi anymore, no? Are you? But if you're that desperate for a name, I guess Mamiya Yumahisha should do. Mamiya Yumahisha? Well, you can call me whatever you want, nameless spectator. I'm Natsumi! Natsumi! I'm not a nameless spectator. I'm Natsumi to the bone. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're actually still calling yourself that? Did all that interfering give you some kind of weird confidence in that? In that case, I'm Mamiya. If you will claim to be Natsumi, then call me Mamiya. So, what changed after all your meetings with those four? Was there a point to all that effort you put in? No. What am I talking about? It was all worthless. A complete waste of effort. You were biting your tongue for nothing. Go on then. Say my name. Mamiya. Good job. No! I can't believe it ended there. Again. I wiped the blood pouring from my mouth. For the first time in ages, filled my lungs with fresh airs that tasted of books. I had to stay calm and take deep breaths. Mamiya Yumisha tried to flare me up, but I'd grown quite a bit. Albeit, little by little, the story has been altered. By seeing a different ending, I expanded the amount of possible what-if scenarios. I can't let myself take his words seriously. Everything's headed in a good direction. I clenched my fist, as though confirming it. Up until now, I could do nothing but watch, dumbfounded as the drama below unfolded. But I wasn't just a part of the audience. I was a spectator. I could focus on one character. By doing that, I should be able to steer the story in that person's direction. That would prove especially useful in the stories of the four people from the cafe. With four characters, the story becomes a bit scattered. However, just like you underlined important parts of the text, focusing on a single person gives me a deeper understanding. This was a huge step forward for me. It allowed me to use my new powers as a spectator to draw closer to the truth. All right, I'll get on it right away. Now, the important thing was deciding who to focus on. It's probably better to decide fast. Things could change from here, and it wouldn't be good if they got too messy. I had to think this through. After all, the information I'd find would change depending on the person I focused on. The one I want to know about the most is... Oh, this is about the cafe! Oh, this is about the cafe! Oh! Save! Chapter 5? Wait a minute! How the fuck did we get to Chapter 5? Hold on a second. Can I go back to the main menu here? Hold on. No, Go. Stop it. Title. Yes. What? Restart. How the fuck did we end up here? So we did chapter 4 and 5 on accident, I guess? The residents of the pink house are examined. Okay. So we do the tips. Let's do the tips. What the fuck? One thing I had to learn while on the job was that specters had access to 3 world layers. The upper layer was the world I inhabited right now. The place where, book in hand, I flipped through the pages and read the story set in writing. Cat, I get it. You want to come in, but you can't. I'm sorry. Don't worry, chapter 4 is the selection screen. Okay. The lower layer... Well, I saved it anyways, just in case. The lower layer was the world of the living. A place with fresh air, physical bodies, and everything else people needed to lead their lives. The middle layer was where we spectators would observe the living. While here, I could look down on the lower layer like an astral projection. This is also where I watched the tragic fates of my friends unfold before my eyes, and where spectators would usually stay, wherever they were in the middle of reading a story. The bird's eye view offered by this layer would allow spectators to have a full grasp of the story's flow. Looking back at it, I was already able to interfere with the story before the start of the funeral. I even recalled briefly addressing my friends. The librarian must have known that too. Apparently, that was only allowed so I could decide which character to focus on. I dreaded to imagine the scolding I would receive if she ever found out the true extent of my interference. It would also be nice if I didn't have to bite into my tongue ever again. This man's just slowly cutting off his tongue. Anyway, I was now interacting with the story of the 4 people I saw at the cafe. For now, I decided not to interfere, and instead focus on merely observing them from the middle layer. I'll remain objective here. Telling that to myself, I strained my ears to listen to the ongoing story. Hey, hands off my meat! Go eat the bok choy or something. What? But that's Toima's. Bok choy? I'll happily eat it if you don't want to. That's not what we're talking about. If you don't take your meat, it'll be gone before you know it. This fatty knows no restraint. Hey! Come on, even this guy's eating nothing but meat and tofu. What about the veggies? I am against eating vegetables by principle. Oh? These king oyster mushrooms are pretty delicious. He's right, Nagagi. They're great. Are you even listening to me? Eat your gosh darn meat. The 4 of them continued to argue while sitting around a simmering hot pot. A few days ago, MAMIYA really does exist. Otherwise, how are we even supposed to deal with these feelings? All they could do was nod. They felt that everything would vanish if they didn't. The 4 of them had all dealt with the loneliness and isolation that came with having wildly different outlooks from their peers. For days, they were alienated, misunderstood outcasts, but now? They finally found others who were on the same page as them. What would you say to sharing the same room? We could spend our time discussing our memories of MAMIYA. That is true. Things moved quickly after that. Same prepared the residency, while Arigatu gathered the electrical appliances. Sorry, I had to do something. Same had found a large pink house. It was far from... They literally all met at a funeral, said, hey guys, let's meet up, and let's live with each other, you know? Like, why not? Like, hey y'all, our best friend just died. Why don't we just, you know, live together? You know, they're becoming the new hype house, guys, okay? Like, the absolute, like, legit the new hype house. They did, yeah. Toma didn't have much luggage, but Nee brought over a number of packet cardboard boxes. So she's like a stuck-up. By late December, the 4 were already living under the same roof. If you ask me, the key to happy cohabitation lies in setting down some rules. So I say we agree on a couple. Start with the dishes. On Mondays, it's Ari. Tuesdays, me. Wednesdays, Nee. Thursdays, same. Fridays, Ari. Saturdays, me. Sundays, Nee. Objection. Sustained. Go on. Why do I have to clean twice a week while this guy gets away with once? Oh my. A week has 7 days and there's 4 of us, and Sam's really busy, though he probably can't be here on certain days. You're saying I look like I've got loads of free time? Oh, you're saying I look like I've got loads of free time? I mean, you do. You use the house more than any of us, so it's only reasonable that you do the dishes, no? Huh? You want to take this outside? Wait, please calm down, you two. Whoa there. You're the one picking a fight. Jesus.
Hey, it's just dishwashing. Even you should be able to do that much, right?
Alright. Let's make it so that Nee and I take turns washing the dishes every Friday. You okay with that, Nee? Whatever. Some distance away from them, Nee sighed, then simply left. Oh, I got a call. Gotta run. And I think I'll go back to practice. I'll head out for a walk myself. And so, everyone left, leaving the duties scheduled on the table, all by itself. Is it just me? Or are they really ill-suited to living together? I'm really struggling with the urge not to butt in. But I know I shouldn't. I decided I wouldn't interfere with them. I need to stay on a sharp lookout for hints regarding MAMIYA. They decided to share a house, but they were complete strangers who literally just met. In my opinion, it really wasn't going well for them. Even my brief observation was enough for me to pick up on their unique quirks. One was really audacious. Another would always wear the same expression, which made him really hard to read. The only girl in the group, albeit stunningly beautiful, seemed to be perpetuously upset with a general low tolerance for other people. Well, she hates men, so obviously she's not going to get along with any of these guys. Besides Tomo, I think she'll get along with him. The last one had a comic personality and appeared to be the glue holding the group together. They all seemed to live life at their own pace, which inevitably caused many clashes. It was especially true for the 2 adults. Ari and Same were woefully incompatible. Oh, arigato. Have you seen Same by any chance? Huh? What do you even want with that impotent jerk? He was even more upset than usual. Toma, however, didn't seem particularly bothered by the other's tone. We got a delivery from him, so I figured I'd let him know. And what'd he get? His monthly order of Viagra? Considering how cool it is, it's likely something raw. Raw? Ari's eyebrows twitched. Tomua went and placed the cool box in the living room. There's probably organs inside. Nee joined in on the exchange. Come on, Nee, you shouldn't say that. He does kind of creep me out, though. Here's an idea. Let's use this evidence to have him thrown in jail. It's a heart. A large shadow dropped over the box. It was Same. His sudden appearance made Nee put on a feisty expression. This is for you, Same. Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and tuck it in the fridge. What? Wait a minute, did you just say a heart? So it really is an organ. Are you planning a transplant? Like some kind of mad scientist? Oh, don't be silly now. I'm going to eat it. You're going to do what? Are you a vampire? Ew. It's an animal heart. I had it ordered fresh from a butcher shop I frequent. An animal heart? A cow's heart, to be precise. If it's fresh, we can have a sashimi. I've had sashimi. I want to have sashimi. I don't think I've had it. But, partner in chat, I know you're watching. Can you send me... Can you DM me telling me what we had at the nice, beautiful, the restaurant that you took me to? I wanted... What was that? I don't think we had sashimi before. Oh, wait. No, it was katsu. Katsu. We had katsu there, and it was delicious. Besides, like, as long as, like, the parts without the sauce was delicious. Or is katsu, no. Katsu's the shrimp, isn't it? I don't know. But my lovely partner, if you are in chat, please tell me. DM it to me because I know you don't want to be revealed. You don't want to be known to the world. um, in fact, why don't we just have that for dinner, tonight's dinner? Can we? I would gladly. Not so fast. We agreed to have takoyaki party tonight, remember? Takoyaki sounds delicious too. That's just squid balls. Or is it octopus balls? It's either octopus balls or squid balls. I would like to try that. We did? Oh, great. Just when I thought we were out of the woods, she goes charging back in. Oh, we absolutely did. We even had the octopus. But today's the only day we could have cow heart sashimi. Nee, would you mind if we postpone that takoyaki party? I need to give the pan back tomorrow, though. Oh, I see, still. And he falls silent. It's your fault for buying something that made a mess of things. Oh, is it? Oh, to be young and so easily manipulated. Visibly annoyed by the pitying look he gave him, the two students looked away. By the way, just how much of the fridge are you planning to occupy? Like, seriously, a heart? Want me to shove your goddamn heart in the fridge next time? Oh dear, I see the 99er among us sure is busy opening and closing the fridge. Compared to how much of this place you occupy, that seems like a minor problem. Come on, Ari. Will you please give it a rest and prepare the takoyaki party already? Same. I think you really should hurry up and put it in the fridge. Ignoring the two, Ari and Same stood up and slowly closed the distance between them, with the table at the center. I think you're getting something wrong here. Guess I might as well use this opportunity to clear things up for you. If you're thinking of assaulting me, go right ahead. You're the one who will be arrested. Because Same is literally a fucking police officer. Only if you have enough energy left in you to call your buds. And how about you? If you're planning to call an ambulance, now's your only chance. The takoyaki party? The hurt will spoil and won't be any good for sashimi. There are two different arguments going on here. Hold on. The students are arguing about what they're gonna eat. The other two are just idiots. And they're adults and they're arguing about idiot adult things. What a mess. Back off, music student. Go ahead and eat that goddamn heart if you want it so much. Nee, there's a shop near my workplace that specializes in takoyaki. I can go buy you some next time. That's not the issue here. I've decided that I want takoyaki now. This has already been set, so you don't make a mess of it. Go on, be nice and heat up the takoyaki pan. And I just can't go ahead and eat the heart. I need permission first, also. Toma is the only nice one out of this group. Can we just agree to that? Everyone else is an asshole to each other. And then there's Toima, who's just like, well, I want to eat heart, but like, I can't eat heart. Oh, I was trying to do like an embarrassed. But he's like, I can't eat the heart without like anyone giving me permission. That he grew up in a strict household, guys. I know because I did that the same. I went to, okay, the first time I ever met my partner, I'll talk about this because I genuinely think this is funny. The first time I went to my partner's house, anytime there was food, like being offered, or like I needed something from the fridge, or like I wanted to eat something, I would just go, hey, hun, can I have this? Like, is it okay if I eat this? Like, I don't know if, like, I'm allowed to eat it. I did the same, when we went to his parents' place. I was like, I don't know, can I have this? And my partner looked at me, he's like, yes! Yes, you can have this! Stop asking! Yes! Eat all you want! Stop asking me! I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. He's like, you damn right, you better be sorry. To be honest, same. I know, right?
Wait a second, Toma. Aren't we having takoyaki? You're not planning to stuff your face with a raw organ, are you? Honestly, Nee, we can eat takoyaki whenever we want. But cowherd sashimi, it's a rare delicacy, you know? I'm not interested in organs. At least give it a try first. Even Nee and Tomu were arguing now. They slid in between Ari and Same, making the two adults raise a curious eyebrow. Hey, you're in the way, goddammit! Go the hell away! Excuse me? This isn't your house! Why would I even listen to you? Because I've been here the longest. So you finally admit it. When you really think about it, though, I was the one who found this place, so technically, it's mine. Now if you would please move aside. If I do, she'll start a takoyaki party. Why won't you let me? Why don't you just do both? How about that? The ones that want sashimi get sashimi. The ones that want tapioca get tapioca. How about that? Problem solved! Woo! Woo! Congratulations! You figured it out! As their argument continued to escalate, Nee snapped and pointed at Ari and Same. Why are you two acting so big anyway? With your backs against the wall and stuff. You're being like MAMIYA. The heated air cooled off in an instant. Yeah. MAMIYA did that all the time. MAMIYA likes standing next to walls. Look. She'd wear that unusual grin of hers and keep observing me with her hands joined behind her back. It was like he carefully weighed each of his words before uttering them. And because he'd always stand next to the wall, I often had to turn my back to large open spaces, which made me feel sort of helpless in a way. MAMIYA stands next to the wall. Yeah, she really did that. Oh man, it sure makes me happy to talk about MAMIYA. Still standing, the four exchanged a hearty laugh. The argument, the raw heart, the takoyaki, they all seem so pointless now. In the end, they decided to cook the heart like they would have cooked takoyaki. They were just happy to share their memories of MAMIYA with someone. The four of them could barely get along. But reminiscing about MAMIYA, it managed to bring a smile to their faces. The profound peace that these stories had given them made me painfully aware of just how much joy MAMIYA had brought into their lives. MAMIYA is supposed to be this cruel, merciless reaper of lives, but to them, MAMIYA is almost like a deeply cherished entity. How is that possible? And how is MAMIYA reflected in their eyes? And that's where the selection for Chapter 4 is. I think what you're supposed to do is... Maybe not. So, you're supposed to go through the first 2 tips, and then get on with the chapters. Or maybe not, because Chapter 5 looks like it's got... I don't know, I'm confused. Oh, we have to go through the chapter, I think. Yeah, no. I legit can't go through tip 3 or these until I go through Chapter 4. Okay. I think with that, we're probably gonna end that right there for now. So that makes sense. Yes. Hold on. Go. Don't leave just yet, chat. We are gonna go raid. I got somebody in mind because someone is back. Guess who's back again. We're gonna go raid, good old little Machi guy. Against his will, you know. He doesn't get a say in this. You thought he got a choice? God, no. We're all gonna yell at him going bald. We're gonna yell at him and tell him how bald he is. But no, this is very fun. I very much enjoyed this. I'm so glad to have you guys here. We are gonna... The Mamiya stands next to a wall always gets me laughing. Yeah. Mamiya always stands by a wall. Huh? Huh? Why does that make you remember people? Thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. I will figure out when we'll stream this next. I like doing this in long periods of time. So it will probably be on another weekend or maybe on Monday if we're lucky. Might do a late night stream. We'll see. But until next time, bye-bye!